Hello and welcome to edupediaworld.com. So friends, in today's video we will talk about the factors that affect environment, right? And among these factors, the first one is over exploitation of resources. And in today's video we will talk specifically about natural resources, right? Thereafter we have the population growth. So population growth is also one of the factors which is continuously harming our environment. Industrialization. Yes, because of population growth, industrialization has stepped in, and because of industrialization, there are so many resources which have been overutilized or which have been misused, because of which the environment is getting affected. And lastly, the use of synthetic material. So we're going to talk about all these factors which affect environment directly. Let's first, in today's video, let's talk about over exploitation of resources and specifically about the natural resources. So what are natural resources? Natural resources are resources that exist without the action of humankind. That is, these are the resources that are naturally available on the earth, right? This includes all valued characteristics such as, magnetic, gravitational, electrical properties and other forces also. On earth, it includes sunlight, atmosphere, water, land. It also includes a few minerals, along with which we have the vegetation and the other animals that are naturally existing on this earth. So all these things are natural resources. Now people do not make natural resources. They gather them from the earth. That is because they are naturally available in the earth's surface, right? Now these natural resources are the materials and their compounds that can be found within the environment itself. And also every man-made product is also composed of some natural resources, right? Natural resources may exist as a separate entity such as, fresh water, air, as well as a living organism such as, a fish or any animal. It may exist as an alternate form which must be processed to obtain the resources, such as petroleum, coal, or any kind of ore. So it may exist as in a alternate form also. Some natural resources such as sunlight and air are also found in abundance, which are called as the ubiquitous resources. So these resources are the ones which are found in abundance, and when they are used, we don't think about their quantity because they're available in plenty, right? And the examples are wind energy, solar energy and soil, right? Now the classification of natural resources based on its origin can be of two types. First is the biotic and secondly the abiotic resources. The biotic resources are obtained from the biosphere, living and organic material such as the forests or the animals, and the materials that can be obtained from them also. And fossil fuel such as coal and petroleum, they come under the biotic components. Whereas abiotic resources are those that come from non-living and non-organic material. And examples of abiotic resources will include land, fresh water, air, and heavy metals, which include like gold, iron, copper. So these are based on the origin. Biotic resources are the ones which are obtained from biosphere, and abiotic resources are the ones which are obtained from non-living material. So that is the basic difference, right? Also, considering their stage of development, the natural resources may also be referred in the following ways. So there are different kinds of resources. For example, the potential resources, the actual resources, the reserve resources and the stock resources, right? So why are we discussing so much about resources here right now is that after understanding what is a resource, we will be able to understand why these resources are being exploited, or you say over exploited, right? So what is a potential resource? But potential resources are those that exist in a region land may be used in the future. For example, we have the petroleum, which occurs with sedimentary rocks in various regions, but until the time it is actually drilled out and it is put into use, it remains as a potential resource. So it is a potential resource. Once we drain it out, then it becomes a kind of resource that we can use it. Next is actual resource. Actual resource are those that have been surveyed, their quantity and quality determined, and are being used in the present times. For example, the development of an actual resource such as wood processing depends upon the technology available and the cost involved in it. So wood technology, wood, that becomes the actual resource here. Next we have the reserve resource. The part of an actual resource which can be developed profitably in the future is called as reserve resource. That is, as of now it is reserve, but in future it can be used profitably. Next is stock resource. Stock resource are basically those that have been surveyed but cannot be used by the organisms due to lack of technology. So they are in stock, so that they are known as stock resources. They cannot be used because of lack of technology. So these are different kinds of natural resource. We can categorize them into these many categories. Next is, these resources can also be categorized into two, that is renewable resource and non-renewable resource. Renewable resource can be replenished naturally, and some of these resources such as sunlight, air, wind, water, etc., they are continuously available and their quantity is not noticeably affected by human consumption. Even if we consume them, they will remain in abundance. They will not be exhausted fully. Though many renewable resources does not have such a rapid recovery rate, but these resources are susceptible to depletion by overuse. And these resources from a human use perspective are classified as renewable only so long as the rate of the replenishment or the recovery exceeds that of the rate of the consumption. Recovery has to be faster than the consumption. And that is what is happening with these renewable resources. Now let's talk about non-renewable resource. What are non-renewable resource? Non-renewable resources, they either form slowly or they do not naturally form in the environment. So such are known as non-renewable resources. Minerals are the most common resource included in this category. And by the human perspective, these resources are non-renewable when their rate of consumption exceeds the rate of replenishment or the rate of recovery. A very, very good example is a fossil fuel, which are in this category because in the case of the fossil fuel, the rate of formation is extremely slow. And that is the reason that they are under the category of non-renewable resource, because the recovery, the replenishment is very, very slow, but the consumption is too high, right? So now, what are our natural resources? So we know our natural resource that is available naturally, but then why are they so important? And what is the answer? Why are natural resources so important? Because there are some natural resources that are important for human existence. For example, agriculture. We do agriculture, we produce so much of crops, so different kinds of fruits, so our agriculture, the animal husbandry, everything is depending on the animals and the land that is available to us. So if the natural resource like the soil, the land, if we don't conserve, if we don't preserve this land, then our human existence will be in doubt, right? So water, air, clean water, we require them. We require all these natural resources because it is required for us. It is our necessity. It is healthy for us. So that's why we need to preserve these natural resources. So natural resources are required in order to save our planet, in order to save our earth. From what? From overexploitation. As the population is increasing, demands are increasing day by day. The demand of food is increasing. The demand of houses are being increasing. The demand of jobs are more. So what is happening is the resources, the natural resources are limited now, but the demand is more. We humans are now trying to overexploit things, overuse things, misuse things, and that is creating a problem. So what is the solution here? The solution is we have to maintain our environment. We have to maintain the ecological balance. We have to preserve and conserve our biodiversity. Also preserve natural resources for present as well as the future generation. This is what should be the agenda today for us, right? But now, what is happening? What is the big issue today? The big issue that is affecting us and the world globally is over exploitation. We are over exploiting the resources, be it natural resources or the non-renewable resources or renewable resources. We are over exploiting our resources. We are misusing the resources. We are overusing the resources. The resources can be an industrial resource or a natural resource or a resource which is used as far as the agriculture and animal husbandry is concerned. What is happening today? The waters are getting polluted, and that's why it is affecting the lives which are residing in the water resource. The birds, the fishes, the water animals are getting affected. And ultimately what is going to happen is when we consume these fishes, we in turn will also be affected. So what is required here is to stop this over exploitation and overuse and misuse of resources. Let's talk more about over exploitation here. What is over exploitation? Overuse of a resource, wildlife, plant species by humans for their own needs such as food, clothing and shelter, and we can say money also. This is what is called as over exploitation. Why do I say resource? These resources can be anything used in the industry. Resource can be a wildlife. So the humans are killing animals for their skin, for their feathers, for their teeth, like elephant teeth. The elephants are being killed for that purpose, right? The plant species, there are many species which are now almost extinct, and that is because of human intervention. Why the human intervention? That is because of humans' needs such as food, clothing, shelter, money. We humans are exploiting the environment, and this is what is known as overexploitation, right? Now, why overexploitation? Why are we overexploiting things? Why are we overusing things? First of all, some protected species are killed because of their valuable parts. As I said, elephants are killed because they want the tooths. There are other animals also which are being killed for their feathers, for their skin. So these legal and illegal trade in the wildlife is also causing overexploitation. Finally, these resources are limited and they are under pressure. And because they are limited, everybody wants to make use of these resources. And that is why overexploitation. The population is increasing, but the resources are only that many. So that is why resources are under pressure, they are limited, and that is why it is leading to overexploitation or misuse or overuse of resources. Now let's understand and answer a question as to why resources are under pressure. Why are the resources limited? Firstly, because of the increase in the sophistication of technology, this enables natural resources to be extracted quickly and very, very efficiently. For example, in the past, it could take, long hours just to cut down one tree by using a saw. Because the technology is improved so much that the rate of the deforestation is also increased. We humans are trying to cut down so many trees, and because we can do it in no time, that's why so many trees are being cut down every day. So firstly, why the resources are under pressure? Because there is an increase in the technology. The technology is quite sophisticated now. Our work is now much more easier. To cut down so many trees in few hours is very easy these days. So here you see how the deforestation is done, and so many logs you can see, they are all cut down and they are now carried. Next is the rapid increase in the population. Because the population is increasing so much, the resources are so limited. For example, you see the coal and petroleum. These are the sources of energy that are non-renewable sources. But the way our population is increasing, people are using so many, two-wheelers and four-wheelers. Petrol and diesel, they are being used so quickly that one day they would just all finish. So that is why a rapid increase in population is also making our resources come under so much of pressure. Next is the cultures of consumerism. Materialistic view leads to mining of golds and diamonds to produce jewelry and more jewelry. Unnecessary commodities for humans' life and advancement. So basically, people are wanting to buy so much of jewelry, and this leads to mining of more and more gold and other jewelry items. So intense competition, yes, this is another major factor because of which resources are under pressure. There is competition in every field, in every company, in every area, and because of the competition, people want to be the best. People want to use the best resource and come out with the best output, and that is why the resources are becoming limited. Finally, non-equitable distribution of resources, because the distribution is not equal, and that is why there is always that competition. Everybody wants to grab the resources as much as it can. So these are few reasons why today the resources are under pressure. And above all, what is the cause of these resources to come under pressure is only population, right? And population which is leading to overexploitation of resources. Now, let's talk about causes of overexploitation. What are the causes of overexploitation? Firstly, deforestation. The more the population, people want so many more houses to be built. That's why people are cutting trees, and there have been so many industries which have come up. The forests are being cleaned, and because people need space to live, that is why deforestation is taking place. Desertification, yes. Extinction of species, yes, because of the deforestation, the species are also getting extinct now. People are killing these wildlife. Forced migration, because of overexploitation, the wildlife are being now forced to migrate. So forced migration is also one of the major cause of overexploitation. Soil erosion, oil depletion, ozone depletion, greenhouse increase, extreme energy, water pollution. And when I say water pollution, it means water pollution, air pollution, land pollution, noise pollution, everything comes under this. Natural hazards and natural disasters. So these are the causes of overexploitation. In every field, humans are exploiting the natural resources, whether it is wood or it is water or it is fresh air. Any kind of resources, the human being is interfering in the environment. Because now we have overexploitation of resources, what will it lead to? These are mutual. The causes and effects of overexploitation are mutual. Overexploitation will lead to deforestation, and deforestation will lead to overexploitation. So all these, the causes and the effects of overexploitation are mutual. Now let's talk about few other effects of overexploitation. First is loss of biodiversity. Next is deforestation, proliferation of harmful organisms, and natural disaster. So let's now talk about loss of biodiversity. Overexploitation leads to loss of biodiversity. And why does it happen? Because we overuse the resource on the earth, and we do not realize that it will take a long time for these resources to replenish themselves. For example, if we talk about some species, then these species may not even reproduce again, or may take a long time to reproduce. So once they are extinct, they will not come back again. So thus overexploitation leads to loss of species, right? Next is deforestation. Deforestation means, cutting down the trees, cutting down the trees in the forest. So why does it happen? Because of increase in the population. The population wants, the space for them to live. They want houses for them. They want settlement for them. And that is why so many people are trying to deforest and build themselves a settlement. So this leads to cutting down more and more trees for their own needs. So that is why deforestation is also one of the cause. Now, deforestation further leads to so many major causes like, floods. If there are no forest, if there are no trees, there will be a lot of floods in the future, earthquakes and landslides. So there are other devastating effects of deforestation. Next, let's talk about proliferation of harmful organisms. So increase in the amount of invasive species which can damage the environment is caused by human overusing these resources, right? Next is natural disaster. So we already talked about, deforestation will lead to so many catastrophic causes like landslides and earthquake and floods. So natural disaster will be the ultimate thing. So in case the overexploitation is not stopped, the overusing of resources is not stopped, then it will lead to natural disasters. We will have more and more number of earthquakes coming in, more number of floods coming in, which will affect the human life. Now, there are social factors of overexploitation. For example, what leads to overexploitation? For example, the poverty. With more growth in the population and the resources being limited, poverty will take place. There will be more poverty. And this poverty ultimately will again lead to overexploitation. Lack of education. Obviously, because of there are so many people who wants education, but the money is less, the resources are less, so not everybody is so fortunate to get proper education. So lack of education will lead to overexploitation. Unemployment. With population growing at such a fast rate, the jobs are very limited because the resources are limited, and that's why unemployment increase. As the unemployment increases, it will lead to overexploitation. Unstable society and war, they are self-explanatory. So these are some of the social factors: the poverty, lack of education, unemployment, war, and unstable society. They all lead to overexploitation, right? Management of natural resources. Let's talk about it. This is the ultimate solution of the problems that we talked about, of the social problems that we talked about, of the economic problems, right? Of the natural problems that we talked about. We talked about deforestation, pollution, we talked about poverty, education. So all these problems, and ultimately these problems are leading to overexploitation. So the solution of overexploitation is management of natural resources. First and foremost thing is to manage these natural resources, to use them judiciously so as to avoid any kind of wastage of these resources, right? So this will help us in putting an end to overexploitation. Long-term planning of the use of natural resources is very important. We have to see that these natural resources as of now are in abundance, but with increase in the population, the load on this planet is increasing. So we need to take care that these resources should be used in such a way that they should be available for not just this generation, but for our future generation also, right? Lastly, the exploitation of natural resources should not be for the benefit of few people, but it should be distributed equally among all, right? Only if the benefit of these natural resources is distributed equally, there will be no competition, right? And then there will be no over-exploitation, right? So I hope you've understood what are natural resources, how can we categorize natural resources, Then what are the use of natural resources? Why is it important for us to conserve natural resources? What is a global issue today? Overexploitation is a global issue. What is overexploitation? And how can we stop overexploitation? How can we stop overexploiting or overusing the natural resources? Right? We talked about the solution also. So I hope you understood the concept of overexploitation. In the next video, we will talk about how population affects the environment. Right? So thank you for watching Edupedia World videos.